What's up, guys? So today I wanted to make a video about Titanfall Assault, which is available on iOS and Android devices. I was aware of it when it first dropped on the App Store a couple of months ago because I'm a huge fan of Titanfall 2, one of my favorite shooters of all time. Super underrated. If you haven't gotten it, go get it. It's dirt cheap now and it's a fantastic game, especially in the first-person shooter genre nowadays. But anyways, I really wrote off this mobile game as a Clash Royale clone, because if you go look at it in the App Store, it definitely looks like one, but I was super wrong, so I wanted to give you guys some gameplay just so you could see how the game really is. I think it's extremely underrated, so let's get right into it. Alright guys, so here we are in Titanfall Assault. So here is my deck list. Right now I'm running a pretty cheap deck all around, so I'm basing it around Spectres. So I have the Spectre Captain as well as the Spectre Depot as well as the Spectre Grunts that you can kind of like just drop in. So it's a pretty cheap deck. It's very aggressive early game. You can capture all the points like right off the bat, and then you just try to defend those points for the rest of the game. It's all about getting the point. You're obviously not going to be able to, unless you really get a good combination of Titans going, there's no way you're going to destroy their main base to get the early win. So basically I just try to capture those points right off the bat and try to hold them for the rest of the game until I hit 100 points. But anyways, this is the new map that they added in the most recent update. It's really cool. You guys will see what happens with the B point. It makes it different. So I actually messed up on this one. I sent in my Spectre Captain first. I usually try to send my Bruiser in just in case, but I guess so there you go. Already I just captured B, and they spawned more Spectres, and I'm dropping in Spectres right there. So almost right off the bat, I instantly get all three. The other guy didn't drop any units at the start, but he drops them a little bit later. I guess he's seeing how he can counter my moves. So I had a really aggressive deck, and you want to nip that in the butt right off the bat, especially if you have an EMP. An EMP completely destroys my deck right now. But anyways, yeah, as you can see, I still am holding all 3 points, which is good. I'm dropping that depot, so I always want to constantly fish for my depot and drop it as much as possible. So I'm always putting out cheap units to get that depot down, and then I can save up for my Titans. So whenever it says standby for Titanfall, I always want to have enough to drop a Titan almost instantly as soon as that ability becomes available. Because if you get a Titan down, it's a world of a difference. So he captured A right over here. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but that's okay. I got such an early game push that it's going to take him a while to get back into the game. But anyways, so we're sitting there. I'm just trying to capture A again. With B, he got B as well. So I was kind of getting afraid here at the start because once he captures a couple of points, it's really hard for me to get them back, especially with my weak units. So I was kind of worried for a second, but luckily I got A back. Yep. And I couldn't really tell what his strategy was. I didn't know he dropped a Titan, and I was really worried about that Titan, but luckily the Titan's just going straight for my base, and I don't care. He can go straight for my base if I want. You can see I was like, should I try to take out his Titan with mine? But I didn't. But he still has B, unfortunately, but I just decided to place a Titan down right on top of B just to ensure that no one else is going to go in on it. I love the smoke screen Titan. It just keeps people off of a point in case you want to. So I sent, as you can see, right as I dropped that, my little pilot came in and captured B. It's a great little strategy right there. But yeah, with this B point, so what makes this map different from the other maps is this B point eventually gets shut off about halfway through the match, which is really interesting. So you want to capture that B point right at the start of the match. You're not going to be able to capture it later. So you want to get those extra points from that B point. But luckily, since I had this map is very strong for my Spectre deck because I got all 3 points at the very start of the match, and I got B point, and I sucked it dry for points until it shut off. And now you can see that there's water in the B point. And it takes a little bit longer for your pilots to cross it, as you can tell. Once they hit the water, they slow down dramatically. But this is where I just started steamrolling him. I was really making good trades with my cheaper units, and I just had a big old squad. And basically, he didn't come back from this. He basically gave up at this point. He didn't really place anything after that because he could tell that I had too many points, and B point was shut off. so that meant that he was going to have to hold down C as well as A for the rest of the game to catch up. But he knew that wasn't going to happen, so he kind of rage quit. So there you go. There's the first match. Luckily, it was my first match of the day, and I got the new map, which I was excited for. So it was 100 to 49. It was pretty close at the start, but obviously I sweeped him towards the end, especially since he rage quit. But yeah, that was a pretty good match, just to show off my deck in action. Obviously, it was really strong on that map. Captured that B point right off the bat. I'm still learning this game. I'm surprised it was not a Clash Royale clone, as I said before in the intro. It feels way more like an RTS, and the pilots being able to skip parts of the map and go straight to points, whereas your Titans basically just wreck units and go straight for the base. It gives you a nice dynamic on both sides. I'm really enjoying this game. I really am. It's been really fun playing it. I regret not playing it sooner. I think a lot of people have written it off as a Clash Royale clone, and I am making this video to show you guys that it's not. It's more of a RTS than like a MOBA, so to speak. So here's my normal move. I usually send out my Bruiser, and then I send out my Spectre Captain right afterwards, and then I send my my Strider pilot over here to the left by himself, because he can take pilots on pretty well solo. That's his strength. But there you go. As you can see, my aggressive early game's going down. I decided to go with a depot instead of another set of pilots. Man, those shield grunts are such a pain to get off the field. They're just a nice distraction. They're a cheap distraction. In case you want to keep some of your other units alive, just place some shield grunts down before your enemy's units reach the unit that you're trying to protect, and those shield grunts will take most of the damage, and hopefully you'll be able to get rid of your enemy before they take out the unit of your choice. So dropping yet another depot. They took out my depot, the first depot. I probably should have put it more defensively. I made a lot of mistakes in these two matches that you guys are seeing right now. So you guys can definitely take it as you see it, and of course you're gonna be like, well, that doesn't look like that was the best play. But these are just raw gameplays. I was literally playing this on campus at my college after I got a bunch of homework done, and I decided to film it. As you can tell, look at that swarm of specters. It's overwhelming at the start of the game. Unfortunately, if you do run into someone who knows what they're doing, it is very hard to win with this deck. But in the lower levels, it's very, very effective. And I'm excited about that new map, because I feel like it's very effective on that new map as well, because you want to lock down that B point as early as possible in the match, as I said before. So he was really going for that C point, which surprised me. If I was him, I wouldn't have gone for C. I would have locked down A, because I had A this entire time. Lock down that point next to you, dude, or at least go for B. He was going super deep, hoping that I wouldn't see it, but I was very aware of his advances on my C point. But I'm making pretty good trades. I'm making sure I place those miniguns, the little turrets for grunts and such. I'm trying to defend. I decided to place my depot in a pretty aggressive move right between B and A, just to keep that feeding in on A. I didn't want him to get A, because I knew he was going to try to go for A after that. So there you go. You see my huge swarm of specters going, but they're basically going to go in there and get destroyed. And voila, pretty much the quickest game ever right there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay of all of this. I really like it. Another reason why I like Titanfall Assault while I'm thinking of it is that you cannot level up any of your cards past your actual player level, which is fantastic. So it really keeps everyone on an even playing field. Here's the in-app purchases, as you can see, all the normal jazz similar to Clash Royale, except I feel like it's a lot more fair to free-to-play players, since you do have that level restriction. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to drop a like, comment, whatever you guys want to see. But anyways, take it easy.